There, everybody. And Chloe, I actually think we are streaming. It
Are
looks good. Hold
Are
on.
we?
Yeah,
Because according to mine, wait, we might, maybe, possibly. Things have. Oh, hey, look at that! Yay! Although you have a blank screen.
well,
Why do you have a black
it's
screen?
gonna queue up because I'm queuing things up. I got things in the queue.
I see things in the queue, but
See, look, we're good.
maybe, kind of, sort of.
All right. What do we got?
Hello, folks, and welcome to week 25 of early access for Savage Land.
They'll start randomly now. Yes.
Yeah, well, that's about what it is. I am your community manager, Kitty Chicks. Behind me in the room, just across the hall, is your game director. So that way on your screen, your game director, Chris Uridium Rubior. Say hello, Chris. Chris.
Oh, hey, everybody. Sorry, I was reading chat. I easily get distracted. There was a squirrel, everybody. I'm sorry. I had to look. I was reading chat.
Squirrel.
All right. Hey, everybody. How you doing? We are here with this awesome stream today. We're going to talk about Awesome. That's on the verge of being released, Chloe.
I know.
Dedicated
I'm
Servers
excited.
Phase 1. The dragon encounter will be added. General balance tweaks to creatures because I fixed some things and tweaked some things. I even added goats. Because, you know, people love new creatures.
We actually have new goats now? Or new
And
creatures
new dragon-dropped items and weapons, because unlike the previous builds, those, you know, we added new ones now. So we got a lot of cool stuff planned, I think. I'm super excited. I mean, everybody's going to love things like, I don't know, 100-slot chest and, you know, 44-slot bags and weapons that have 65 plus damage and, you know, Kerr's Rage. It's going to be cool. Or no, actually, it's Rage Bane. I don't remember. I had two names
You just
going.
said it was Kerr's Rage and Kerr's
Yes,
Bane.
it was Kerr's Rage.
They're
Kerr's-
two different ones. Aren't
Kerr's, no. All right, anyway, we got a lot of cool stuff. It's lots of stuff.
Can
I don't
you
want to give
tell
away
that
too
Chris
much.
likes to change his mind on me.
I get caught up in my names. I get so excited when I come up with names for items that's really cool, like Soulstorm. I thought that was awesome. I actually wanted to call it Singing Steel, but I don't know. Anyway.
No comment.
All right, Chloe, take us away. We got stuff to do. We got places to be.
Can I?
All right, Chloe. All right, let's go. Sorry, guys.
When Chris and I are in the same general vicinity, he tends to like poke the bear when it comes to me, forgetting that I can simply walk, sit down, walk over to the other room, and smack him upside the head. Especially since he scared the crap out of me when I was doing my live stream. I have not forgotten that, Chris.
Oh, that's right.
I haven't forgotten. So speaking of dedicated servers, let's talk a little bit about what we are expecting and how it will work and how it gets downloaded and all of that, because we didn't have some of those questions, or we didn't have some of those answers last week because we were still really actually making the servers, and there's still work being done, but a lot of the work that is being done right this very moment on dedicated servers is we're doing things like soak tests. We are finding bugs and fixing them so that when you guys actually get them into your hands, they are in a playable state. So Chris, what are we looking at when we get this out in the next couple of weeks?
Well, players will be able to host their own servers. They'll be able to host their own dedicated servers, more specifically. You'll have a variety of different types of commands. It's actually going to be a separate client that you'll have to launch and set up and run, which is pretty cool. Give you a lot of flexibility. You'll be able to log players, kick players, all the usual dedicated server stuff that you would expect. I believe right now our cap is 32 players. I mean, that's relatively decent, right? I mean, for tech that we built in the last 2 months from the ground up, not leveraging anybody else's technology. I think that's pretty cool.
I would agree.
It's running pretty well so far. We're running soak tests every night here at Signal. We're dumping a bunch of machines into the server. We've ran it off a really cruddy laptop the other day, and it worked really well. But the real test is getting the server tech out into the wild and seeing what you guys find. Because in the grand scheme of things, let's face it, PCs are not Xboxes. They're not one standardized platform. They are you have a multitude of different configurations and settings that we have to plan for or think about in general, try to code for from a general perspective so that things run well. And that is in the works. We'll hopefully have a beta the next few days that we can get out there and let soak for a couple weeks, test and fix bugs and make tweaks. So there you go.
Which is good. Which is good. It has come up. How are they actually going to be getting the server client itself? Is it going to be through Steam? Do they have to download it from somewhere else? Have we decided that yet?
For a small fee, I'll be hosting an FTP. Couple bucks. I'm very cheap. $1.99. No, it'll be available through Steam.
Okay.
It'll actually be. I believe we set it up as a separate app ID that you can download the client. I think if you own the game is how it works.
Okay. All right. So as we get
download the
closer
server.
to that, we will have not only instructions on how to actually set up your server, but also here's where you go, here's how you get the download, and all that for you guys. And do not worry about that. That will be coming.
I'm going to do something here, Chloe, that's really, you're not going to like it, but I want to see something. All right.
Okay. Define see something.
Hold on. We'll see. Watch your screen. I'm about to mess with Chloe.
That's never a good idea.
Right.
I never like this. I never like the sound
All
of
right.
it.
Yep. I did it, and I see an improvement. I had to stop sharing my screen so I could get some frame rate back.
It shouldn't affect anything that happens on that console. That's how we did it. That's how we do it for all the other streams.
I'm telling you, Chloe, I got like 2 frames back.
Yes, because 2 frames is the thing, as opposed to me not being able to see what's going on the screen.
Don't worry about it. Just we're all good. Trust me. Everything will be okay.
No comment.
All right. So what do we got? By the way, guys, I have the server up and running. If you want to play today, we're going to go kill Helion. We're going to do a beach run. We'll stop on our way. We'll stop off at the ruins of Askira, so we'll show those off. Give you guys an idea of what that looks like and what you can expect. The dragon encounter is going to be super awesome, but it will require you, I will say this now, it's going to require an item that you have to have on your person to summon the dragon, because otherwise Kerr really doesn't care about you. He's only, again, he's after something on the Sundered Isle, and when you acquire that something, you'll be able to summon him into the world. Or you'll be able to summon him to fight. How's that sound? Everybody like it? All right, so we'll wait for everybody to run up here. We got Render and Shadow Lord. I can say Shadow Lord. We got LT742. We got Carnifax, and then it looks like Kyrie in the back there. So we got some people running.
Yeah.
So we will we'll wait here for a bit. Looks like Shadow Lord's a bit naked. I'm gonna. Oh boy, that was not good. I'm playing on the wrong screen, everybody. Let me play I'm playing an XSplit for whatever reason. All right. So anyway, let's actually get organized here. Let's be professional.
Right, because these streams are considered professional.
They are professionally run by experts.
All
right, what do we got? Let's give away something while we're waiting, Chloe.
Well, I've got a question instead, because I'm going to ask a question from the chat. And of course, guys, if you do want to ask us questions, you're more than welcome to do so. Please make sure that you are at Signal Studios when you are somewhere in your comments, so that I can actually find your question in chat. Because otherwise, when you guys get super talkative, I lose the train of thought. Yeah. So, Makazar just asked, with dedicated servers, base building and hoarding will become a bigger concern for players. Will housing get another pass to more freeform walls, floors, rather than uneven ground? And I find placing a chest to be rather awkward. Will that get another pass down the road?
Everything will get another pass at some point or another. Right now, everything that we're talking about is just not a priority, because all of our attention is focused on dedicated servers. Now, if we had a team of 40 engineers or 40 developers, much like Arc, we could be cranking out a ton of stuff. We're only 6-7 guys, so we're doing the best we can. So our team is solely focused right now on 2 things, actually: the Dragon Encounter and getting the dedicated server tech out the door. But in time, yes, I do want to fix it so that there is some terrain deformation that happens when you place a structure, because there's nothing like having your building off the edge. You know, it's great. And being able to place chests, make that a little bit easier. So, absolutely.
Well, and in fact, speaking of chests, do you want to talk a little bit about that, or what that's going to look like when we are in with dedicated servers?
They'll look like chests. I don't know, Chloe. That was how technical you want me to go.
I'm giving you an option to not tell them about the thing we're adding.
Well, we'll be looking into locking chests, if that's what you're getting at,
yes,
Chloe.
That's exactly what I'm getting at here.
I give you so much grief.
You do, and then you wonder why I come over and smack you across the back of the head with a pole.
Yeah, so for the when we get the tech out there, we're going to be looking into seeing what we can do to make it so that players that place chests in their world, those chests are locked for that player. So nobody else can come and take your stuff out of your chest. So it'll be very important to have chests, especially if you want to store your stuff and you don't want it to rot away. But we're looking into it. We'll see where we're at in a few days, and we'll go from there. But the team is definitely want to make sure we have that when the dedicated servers go live.
Yep. We have listened to you guys. We have. We know that's kind of a thing. A thing. We know it. So we're working on it.
Do I think ebon armor is easy to be destroyed compared to the fact it's hard to obtain? I mean, I've actually amped up ebon steel since the last patch. I increased the mats to craft it, absolutely. But in general, it should be that difficult to maintain and repair, especially if you're mining ore from the area near Court Azul, which I keep mentioning has the best mineral contents in the game. If you go to those rocks, and then there's obviously the general rocks. Good thing is you can smelt rocks together, so you can take low quality ore, make it medium quality ore, and then take medium quality ore and turn it into high quality ore. Yes, I plan to make tweaks for archery in the future. Absolutely. I'm gonna knock this out.
Okay. Well, that's fine, but.
All right, I'm done, Chloe. All right,
that's great.
All right, everybody's here. All right, who wants to rock? All right, we got Crasher Drone. All right, okay, let me see what I got, guys. We got Kyrie here in some Executioner gear. Boy, nobody looks like they got any. We got A Render who has Reckless, which is good. All right, guys, you guys watching the stream? Carnifex here, all decked out. I'll give you something. I'll give you an orb, but you're styling and profiling here. Let me give some of the guys that don't have some good stuff. I'll give you a bag, some good weapons. Crasher Drone, if you're watching the stream, here is a bag of semi-awesome. I don't have any armor in these bags today, guys, but I do have a flesh-wrapped hammer and a reckless edge.
Didn't you say that you were going to put armor in them last week?
Oh, Chloe. Why do you always yell at me?
Oh, that's not yelling, dude.
That was yelling. I felt that.
That's not even close.
All right,
yelling.
Here's a bag for A Render. Please, there you go. One bag for Shadow Lord, since you look naked. There's one for you. Hold on, let me type in chat so there's no confusion.
All right, and while you do
keep
that,
going, Chloe. Ask me questions.
I will ask questions because I can do that. Excuse me. So Savage Oxygen has just asked, and it is in fact a great time for me to say this. Are we going to be at PAX at all? The studio is not. However, I am running around the show all 4 days, and if you find me, 2 of said days I will actually be wearing one of the Signal t-shirts. If you find me, and you grab one of these super awesome little... Super awesome Signal buttons that we have. Yes, there we go. You can find one of these and grab one of them from me, and then tweet me a picture of you holding it or wearing it. I will get in touch with you, and you can get a Signal T-shirt.
All right, guys.
You have to come find me.
At PAX.
So at PAX, yes, because I'm going to be there for all 4 days.
That's right. I'm going to be working, Chloe.
You are, yes.
Because I got a bunch of stuff to get done this weekend.
I've got a different kind of work. I have run around and find people, or basically people run around and find me. So I will be tweeting my general location as much as I can, since I don't have a data plan when I'm in the States. I will be finding friends who have Wi-Fi that I can tweet from, or that I can scope from. I am doing some stuff for War Chest as well, some images. So if you find me and I'm carrying the Kaiser statue, you can ask to get your picture taken with that, because he is our first character that we brought along from Toy Soldiers, the original game, all the way to Toy Soldiers War Chest. So we've got some fun stuff with Kaiser goes to PAX this year, so I'm doing that too. So if you see me carrying a statue, feel free to stop me and say hi. I'm always happy to meet people. So that is the plan for Signal at PAX. And then Pickles has asked, what is the present outlook for updates after release?
Well, the present for release. It's hard to say. It depends on the needs of the product and content-wise. We could be, I'm guessing once we, luckily early access has allowed us to kind of hammer out the code and fix a lot of bugs. So after release, we'll probably have maybe a patch once every month that has new content. We may think about some DLC. At this time, it's really hard to say because we're just not at a point to where we're thinking about it. We're more in a phase right now where we just want to finish the game or get it out to release, and then from there we'll come up with a plan. But in our perfect world, we would release a patch once a month, fixing any bugs, potentially adding some new content, new weapons, armor, that kind of stuff to keep things fresh.
And it'll be for like as we get closer, we'll have a better idea of how long that would go on for, et cetera, et cetera. Because it's not. Yeah. there may be an end date past release, but we don't know what that looks like.
Yeah, we don't. It's really hard to say, especially if the game is super stable. I mean, we do want to bring the game out of early access. At some point, I'd hate to think that we'd have
2-year mark.
Yeah, I'd hate to think that we go 2 years into early access. To me, that's a bit excessive, especially if you got a solid and stable code base. At that point, it's just kind of like, well, why is it still in early access? But we want to make sure that we bring it out, bring it to full release, and then support it where we can, and then move on to some other cool things. That's just kind of the nature of the beast. We won't forget about Savage at all, but we want to get it to a point, though, that it's in a really good place. More content, more, fix a lot of bugs, add features, terrain deformation. So that's the most important thing right now. And then we'll figure out what we're going to do post-launch.
Yes. It's hard to say because, of course, everybody's like, well, what's your development roadmap? Well, the development roadmap has key points on it, but those key points may be shifted around and moved around depending on what we are able to get from code, in what order. Sometimes we think something's going to be really simple, like, hey, let's just add the dragon encounter. Oh.
Yeah. I saw a post, or I just saw a little while ago. I'm sorry, it was in chat. Somebody asked, how do you craft food? Very good question for new players. You just got to make sure you have the food in your inventory. You got to make sure you're close to a campfire. You hit the K button near a campfire, and that'll bring you to your food. It'll bring up a window that has the food. You hit craft cook, and then the cooked item will be placed in your inventory, and then you can eat away. Nom, 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 nom.
So when we have goats added, can we do shish kebabs? We have shish kebab, goat shish kebabs, and roasted,
I think everybody would love
sausages.
I think everybody would love sundered sausage.
Where is that? Because you have said for like almost 6 months that we actually have a model for a sausage somewhere.
I know, I just haven't gotten to put it in, and Corbett needs to texture it up a little bit.
I was gonna say, so I should really go to Corbett and beg and plead for him to fix.
Well, there's two phases to it. Corbett does the art, and then I do all the design. I set it up.
Right.
I set the prefab up so it's dropped in game, and so you could ask Corbett.
Well, but at least then it's not Corbett's fault that you haven't finished your job.
True. All right. Since we're right here, this is over here. This is Vec. The skeletons in this area have been burned and charred to a crisp. So we'll take a quick peek up here, but as we continue running, So Vec is just one of the villages that was totally destroyed, or I should say towns. This is where Lycor was originally from. You know, as I mentioned in other streams, I totally revamped this entire area. But let's go check out some awesome. From the last patch, there used to be a stretched hide that stood out here in the roadway. I fixed it.
Did you finally move it?
It wasn't finally. It was just from one patch to the next.
Actually, I have to bring up a point that I know Jamie, randomized user, in one of his most recent videos,
We're gonna keep running,
was
guys.
talking about a house that was moved out of Oscara, and I think, can't remember where he said you dropped it, but there's a house